What's up guys, this is Tampa Tech and I'm going to show you how to install these Polk audio flush mount ceiling speakers. And I'm going to show you some tricks installers use to make installation a whole lot easier. I'm using Polk audio flush mount speakers because they're the best bang for your buck. Really great value speaker. They have actually two speakers in one. So you got your high and your mid right here. They actually have decent bass coming out of them. So you may not need a subwoofer depending on your situation. You can adjust the high so you have great clarity during the dialogue of the movie or TV show that you're watching, and you can aim that toward the couch where you're sitting. And in the back right here, this is where you connect the positive and the negative speaker wire. Here's the mounting screws right here that you see, and when you screw it in, what happens is it will open up right here and it basically bites down on the ceiling drywall. Now before you get started with the installation, you want to unplug the amplifier. Do not have the amplifier connected to the wires because you will short everything out. Of course, you're going to need the two flush mount ceiling speakers, wire cutters, a measuring tape, drill templates, and tape. Speaker wire, these are 4-in-1, and a box to catch all the debris when I cut the drywall. A good drywall knife, protective glasses, mask, and a hat so you don't get debris in your hair. A ladder, and 2 long screws because we're going to use these to tag the spot where we're installing the speakers. So first things first, you want to unplug the amp power so you don't damage your amp. I'm measuring 2 feet out and about the width of the couch. Now right here is one of my favorite tools. This is called a Wallabot, and it can scan joists, studs in the wall, pipes, cables, wires. Really great tool to have. You just slap it on to the back of your phone and plug in the cables. Your phone powers up the device and select the type of wall you are using. I'm using drywall, and it should detect the joist. There's one joist right there. I mark it with a pencil, and another 16 inches should be another joist. You should install that speaker between both joists. And I'm going to mark that joist. Next, turn the scanner and make sure there's no wood or studs between those two joists. Once you realize you have a good spot, then go ahead and slap up the template, and we're gonna mark that spot. You may have to move it later on. Alright, so I found one joist. So far so good, and the other side should be about 16 inches away, and there is a joist right there. Mark it, turn the scanner sideways, and make sure there's no wood between those two joists, and there is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to move the template forward away from the wall, and that should be no problem whatsoever. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a measurement, and I'm going to move my other template forward or away from the wall so it matches the other template. Next, tag the spot in the center to locate later on in the attic. Alright, next I'm tracing out the area where I'm going to cut. Now for this part, you want to make sure you're using a sharp drywall knife, because if you're using a dull knife or anything but a drywall knife, it's going to be torturous for you. So make sure you have the right tools for the right job. I'm using a box to catch all the debris. There may be some insulation that falls in the box. And right here I'm trimming out outside of the area so I can slide in that speaker. You want to make sure you connect the red wire to the red port on the speaker and the black wire to the black port, which is the negative. And make sure you turn all the wing nuts inward. The speaker won't slide into the hole if the wing nuts are opened, so make sure they're facing inward. If you're using an electric screwdriver, make sure you set the torque to 1 or 2 and then only screw into the phillips screws on the outer ring of the speaker. Those wing nuts will clamp down onto the drywall very tightly, but don't over tighten the screws. Next, you can aim the tweeter to the focal point of the sitting area and then push on the grill. Now, of course, you want to do the same thing on the other side. When you're using your drywall knife, make sure you don't cut the wires by accident, and using a low torque drill, screw into the outer ring Phillips screws, direct the tweeter toward the focal point where you're sitting, and slap on that speaker grill. Connect all the speaker wires to the amp and plug in the power.
Transplant is the best medical show on television.
He saved everyone in that restaurant before saving himself.
I'm not going to let you die here.
Alright guys, this is the finished installation. What do you guys think? The installation went pretty smoothly. I ran the 4-in-1 cables, speaker wires right here, and then I split the 4-in-1 and connected the red and black wires to the right speaker and the white and green wires to the left speaker. The only issue I ran into is that I found there was a piece of wood going this way, and so I had to move the template a little bit further away from the wall, maybe like 3 or 4 inches away from the wall this way. And because I had to move the template forward, I had to move this template forward to match that template. But besides that, everything went really smoothly. And then the speaker wire in the attic, I ran down the existing hole, which the coax cable was going down. I just followed that hole down and down the wall and connected to the speaker plate, speaker wire plate right there. Now I already had that installed in my previous video. I did a surround sound video, but I just connected it right there, and then that connects to this tube amplifier. Now this is just a stereo tube amplifier, it's not surround sound really. And there's my connections right there going to the audio input on the amplifier. And I have my volume set to maybe like 35%, and my bass is turned up to maybe 75%, and my treble is set to 50%. I have it connected to the headphone audio output on my TV. And the reason why, so I could use my volume control on my Fire TV remote. So there we go.
Ready?
And I have the tweeters aimed this way, and this one is aimed this way. So if you're sitting right there, you're gonna hear amazing sound. But of course, you're gonna hear good sound on this side or this side, but everything is directed toward this seat right there. But I think everything sounds amazing. Polk Audio are a great value speaker, and in my opinion, they are the way to go. So if you guys are interested in the Polk Audio flush mount speakers, check out the link in the video description below and click on the share button below. Share this video to anyone that's interested in installing flush mount speakers. If this video was informative, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to stay updated on the latest tech videos.